Dear students, let us start the topic Introduction to Euclid Geometry. Here in this chapter, you will learn about the definitions, axioms and postulates of Euclid. Before starting the topic, you should know the history. Geometry is a branch of mathematics concerned with questions of shape, size, relative position of figures and the properties of space. From studies, geometry appears to have originated from the need for measuring land. The word geometry comes from Greek words geo meaning the earth and intrin meaning to measure. Geometry is a branch of mathematics which was studied in various forms in every ancient civilization such as Egypt, Babylonia, Greece, China, India, the Incas, etc. In ancient Egypt, people used to redraw boundaries of the adjoining fields of different landowners whenever those boundaries were wiped out by the flood of the river Nile. This justifies their well awareness about the application of geometrical knowledge. They also developed a number of geometric techniques and rules for the calculation of simple areas, volumes, for doing simple constructions, and probably from there the knowledge about the geometry was begun. Subsequently, the Egyptian people also used the knowledge of geometry for the computation of volumes of granaries for constructing canals and pyramids. They also knew the correct formula to find the volume of a truncated pyramid. We know that a pyramid is a solid figure in which the base is a triangle or square or some other polygon and its side faces are triangles converging to a point at the top. The geometry developed by Egyptians and also by Babylonians mainly consisted of the statements of results. There were no general rule of the procedure adopted. They used geometry mostly for practical purposes and did very little to develop it as a systematic science. But the Greeks were interested in establishing the truth of the statements they discovered using deductive reasoning. A Greek mathematician, Thales, is credited with giving the first known proof. This proof was of the statement that a circle is bisected by its diameter. We know very well about the great Pythagoras, who was one of the most famous pupils of Thales. He and his group discovered many geometric properties and developed the theory of geometry to a great extent. All of you know about Pythagoras theorem. In a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of other two sides. This theorem was stated and proved by Pythagoras. In the Indian subcontinent, the excavations at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro show that the Indus Valley civilization about 3000 BC made extensive use of geometry. Highly organized society with highly developed and very well planned cities really justified the fact. It was discovered that the roads in the cities were parallel to each other with underground drainage system. The houses had many rooms of different types. This shows that the town dwellers were skilled in mensuration and practical arithmetic. The bricks used for constructions were kiln fired with the ratio 4:2:1. That means length is to breadth is to thickness of the bricks. In ancient India, Sulva Sutras 800 BC to 500 BC were the manuals of geometrical constructions. The geometry of the Vedic period originated with the construction of altars or Vedis and fireplaces for performing Vedic rites. Square and circular altars were used for household rituals, while altars whose shapes were combinations of rectangles, triangles, and trapeziums were required for public worship. The location of the sacred fires used had to be in accordance to the clearly laid down instructions about their shapes and areas for its best effect. The Sri Yantra in Atharva Veda consists of 9 interwoven isosceles triangles. These are arranged in such a way that they produce 43 subsidiary triangles. Though the principles used for the constructions of altars were not discussed, but accurate geometric methods were used in those days. In such ways, geometry was being developed and applied everywhere in the world, but this was happening in an unsystematic manner. But interesting about the development of geometry in the ancient world is that they were passed on from one generation to the next, either orally or through palm leaf messages or by other ways. During that period, Euclid, a teacher of mathematics at Alexandria in Egypt, collected all the known work and arranged it in his treatise called Elements. He divided the element into 13 chapters, each called a book. These books influenced the whole world's understanding of geometry for generations to come. So here in this chapter we shall discuss Euclid's approach to geometry and shall try to link it with the present day geometry. So thank you all.